This is without a doubt the easiest and most reliable golf swing tip you can have with your driver. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. Welcome back to Get Good at Golf. On this channel we aim to help you get good at golf Monday right through to Friday. Guys, we're going to talk driver today because so many people want to hit driver longer, want to hit driver straighter, but not many people know how or even know what they need to work on. And one of the big things that I see is a huge problem with most amateur golfers' drivers is not only the rhythm in the swing but the sequencing in the swing as well. So many golfers will line up on a par 4 just like this on a Saturday morning and go, right, I've got a little bit of a fade. I mean, it's a slice really, but it's a bit of a fade. I'm going to aim down that left side, and then if I aim further left, generally this should, I mean, I know I swing like that. Oh, that started left, but now, oh, it's in the fairway, but oh no, now it's still, oh no, that's bounced. Oh, it's still gone out of bounds. And that was a really good example of a swing that so many people try to attempt on a Saturday morning as a weekend warrior. We've all been there, but the big thing is you've tried so hard there, you've put so much effort in, and there's some really good speed going on there. It's really important that you think about the good things in the golf swing. If you've got good speed, we need to be able to utilise the good things in the golf swing. If you've got good speed, that's brilliant, but we need to use it properly to not only hit longer golf shots, but straighter golf shots. You'll see there, I'll put that ball flat on the screen again for you. It was a big, horrible slice that only just missed this tree, then ended up in the right-hand trees. So how can I make this better, and how can I generally hit it further? Ideally, I might think about moving the ball the opposite way. So I might think about starting the ball out to the right and then letting it draw back in. Like that one, you can see that is a lot straighter, a much more powerful shot, and that's bounding up towards this green off these yellow tees. What did I do differently there? Because that golf swing felt very similar speed-wise, so I don't feel like the club edge speed would be a lot different. When in actual fact, you might be surprised in that the speed was quite a lot more, because what I've done is sequence properly from the ground up. What does that mean, James? We all know that sequencing is important. We all know that in any golf swing or any sporting movement, sequencing is important. Imagine, guys, if you were a boxer. I've never done boxing in my life, but I know this to be true, and you were going to throw a punch. You would never throw a punch just with the upper body. You would never throw a baseball or a tennis ball just with the upper body. You would line yourself up, you'd move the lower body out of the way, then the upper body would follow through, whether you're throwing a boxing punch, whether you're throwing a baseball. Imagine a pitcher in baseball. This is something that so many Americans do through high school, and this is why so many baseball players hit the ball a million miles when they turn their efforts to golf. So what I want to think about is, from the top of the backswing here, what is my trigger move? So I'm at the top of the backswing. Am I going to do that first golf swing where I throw everything at it? It comes a little bit over the top, which is an overused saying, but it actually comes across the golf ball, so you have a glancing blow. That means that although your club edge speed might be nice and high, your ball speed's very, very low, your spin rate's really, really high. And if there's two things you don't want on opposite ends of the table, it is high spin rate and low ball speed, because that's going to lead to not very good drives and probably more lost golf balls. So if I hit you another shot here where I think about trying to get that sequence correct, my big thought is actually, what can I do with my feet? So if I load up to the top of the backswing, I make sure I've got an okay sequence on the way back, so I take it away with the upper body, then allow the lower body to move up. I'm thinking about making sure that my hip turns into that left heel as a trigger move. So from there, I put the club in delivery, and this is where I actually move my chest and upper body to square the club face up. That is all the chest and upper body need to do to help you hit straighter drive, square the club face up. If your sequence is correct, it shouldn't be too difficult anyway. But if I hit you a nice shot now, hopefully, with a correct sequence, you'll see just how that can help you hit a lot longer drives. Chris is now going to throw a drill at you. That is, tell you what, that is down there. Chris is now going to give us some really good drills here, guys. Remember, if you do want some one-to-one lessons, if you want online lessons, make sure you check out the email in the description below. But for now, Chris, let's help him get good at golf.
Okay, so as always, great points there from James. So we need some drills now to be able to work on your sequence, and we need to be able to get you into that position to hit these kinds of shots. And a lot of things we can do are on the driving range are with my favourites, training aid, the alignment stick. Unfortunately, we don't have some today, but you can grab a club in your bag. So I'm going to grab an 8-iron here just because we're on the golf course, but we're going to use it to sort your aim out, because a lot of people, like James started the video with, aim left.
I knew it'd be my 8-iron, not yours.
They hit a slice So what they do is, like we've always done, even as me and James did as kids, James hit a big hook, so he just aimed further right. I hit a big slice, so I'd aim further left.
I mean, if I throw that first swing back on screen for you now, you'll see that I was aiming left, because I'm thinking, oh, well, if I aim there, then it should bring it back into the middle. But actually, it affects your swing path even more.
Yeah, we know there, we're just going to be swinging across the ball even more. So what we want to do for most golfers is we're constantly trying to find neutral. So it's not very often we get somebody in for a lesson who has a perfectly neutral path and the club face is 20 degrees open, and that's why they hit it right. It's often the path, and the path often comes from where we aim. If I start to get my shoulders and feet aiming left into these trees, we're going to be swinging left. We're not swinging down the hole, we're then going to be obviously putting a glancing blow on that and cutting across. Or we also get the ones where, oh God, I've been slicing it all day, so I'm going to aim this way. You do everything right, you get the sequence James has been talking about, you square everything up, and it goes straight into that huge tree right there, and it's a ball gone. You went, I should have just aimed down the middle. Then the next time you aim down the middle and you hit it to the right. So on the driving range is where we need to perfect this. We need to start getting square with your stance. We also then need to match up your shoulders. We know one big thing we see from amateur golfers, is especially right-handers, is because the right hand is low, once they bring their grip on, you see what it does to the shoulders. My shoulders there straight away have opened way to the left. So again, the shoulders are going to dictate it more than my feet are. We see some people get the feet good, but then obviously shoulders start to go there. So when you're looking down, we want to think, right, are my shoulders parallel to that club or to that alignment stick on the ground? I can see, all right, well, my right shoulder's close, but this left shoulder's a long way back. So I know there as a result, my shoulders are aiming left. That's going to encourage my path left. So if that happens now, although everything else is square, the ball is going to start down the middle because my club face is down the middle of the hole, but because of my path, that is going to curve it to the right. So we want to get you used to coming in. You're on the driving range, you've got your alignment stick down, stand behind the ball like you would on a golf course, come into these shots and start to go, okay, right, build my stance, yeah, I've got the ball position right, I've built my stance nicely. Right, final checkpoint, shoulders. Are my shoulders way open because I've got that right hand low? Well, let's square those up. I've still got my right hand low, and then we can start to come in and build our swing from there. We know now we can get that takeaway correct. We know then we can hinge, we can get to the top of our backswing, we can come down into delivery, and hopefully now if we just turn through correctly and do the sequence James mentioned, we're going to square everything up. You'll see one big trait, we'll see if the shoulders get open, is people will start to pick that club up. If you're somebody in the takeaway who gets into this position, well, we've got a lot of work to do, because from here we're going to have to try and manipulate it, try and get the hands involved. So come in, build that stance. From here, last thing I want you to do is square those shoulders up, and just like James says, get that lower body going from the top. And you'll see we'll be able to launch that nice and high, get that starting up the right, that's drawn back to the middle, and we've got the total opposite shape just from getting our fundamentals correct and making sure we start our swing with the lower body.